Welcome to our virtual open morning. The following short video is designed to give you a flavour of what Port Regis is all about. Obviously it's no substitute for an actual visit to the school, but until a time when we can welcome you in person, I hope this goes a little of the way to describing the magic that is Port Regis. First, a little bit about us. The original school was founded for boys in 1881 in London, but relocated here to Motcombe Park in 1947. Since then, the school has gone from strength to strength, admitting its first intake of girls in 1976 and embarking on an ambitious programme of development. Princess Anne opened the Jowett Sports Hall in 1980, and 10 years later, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth opened Queen's Hall. Since that time, the school has also added new boarding houses, a dining hall, the Farrington Music School and the Upward Academic Centre. Port Regis is located in 150 acres of parkland and enjoys a beautiful campus with facilities that are second to none. Extensive woodland with nature trails sits alongside lawns, several ponds and a lake. There are also 35 acres of games pitches, a 9-hole golf course, a full-sized hockey astroturf, hard tennis and netball courts, a 25-metre indoor swimming pool, a rifle range and an indoor sports complex, which includes 2 sports halls. We're very lucky to have these superb grounds and facilities, which are the envy of the prep school world. We set the bar high, and life in the classroom aims to discover and nurture potential, regardless of ability. We also encourage independent learning and thinking, and recognise that the knowledge and understanding the children acquire now must equip them for their later education and beyond. The school's enviable reputation attracts some of the best teaching staff in the country, many of whom are specialists in their chosen subjects. We are extremely fortunate to have such an immensely accomplished team, delivering the very best education and providing a happy family atmosphere. We are also extremely proud of its 100% common entrance success record and the high number of scholarships and awards won to a wide selection of senior schools every year. Our highly respected Learning Support Department is also available to support children with mild to moderate specific learning difficulties. Port Regis is equally as well known for our extensive opportunities in the fields of the performing arts and sport. Music is an important part of life at Port Regis, and it appears on every pupil's timetable. About 3/4 of the school learn an instrument, and as well as the more popular orchestral instruments, pupils have taken up the marimba, tuba, oboe, bassoon, viola and double bass, to name just a few. Children learning instruments are encouraged to take music examinations, and many become so proficient that we enter them for music scholarships to their senior schools. We also have several wind, brass and string ensembles, 2 school orchestras, several choirs, a samba band, a swing band, all of which give regular concerts throughout the year. The stunning and purpose-built Farrington Music School is at the heart of our musical life and is home to 17 practice and teaching rooms, an impressive recital hall, a recording suite and a music technology room with individual computer and keyboard stations. The art department is situated in a purpose-built studio, a large open-plan space with an abundance of natural daylight. Art is taught to a very high standard, with a strong emphasis on experimentation and investigation. The children develop strong practical skills across a wide range of media, including fine art, sketching, charcoal work, ink, acrylic and watercolour painting, screen and lino printing, collage and mosaic. A particular strength of ours is ceramics, and from the pre-prep onwards, the children become familiar with slab and coil construction and clay modelling in our dedicated ceramic studio with kiln. There are also regular artist visits each term and trips to galleries to widen the children's perspective and fire up their imaginations. Our innovative craft and design technology department is always popular on tours, with visitors often hanging around a little longer than they intended, wanting to have a go at laser cutting, steam bending, or wood turning for themselves. The department is situated in custom-built workshops with outstanding facilities, including a 3D printer and a specialist staff at the helm to provide tuition. All year groups study design technology. Working from an initial design brief to the development of a prototype, pupils investigate, research and develop viable ideas through sketching, drawing and modelling. Using various materials and manufacturing processes, including CAD RAM, pupils then make, test, modify and evaluate their products. Our aim is to inspire as many as possible to become future designers and engineers. The department's gallery hosts a wide and impressive range of objects of all types that pupils have made, and design and technology scholarships to senior schools are commonplace amongst our elite group of super techies. All children from nursery upwards get the chance to tread the boards at least once a year. As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, so it's important for them to gain confidence performing in front of their peers and families. Our Centenary Hall doubles up as a 350-seat theatre, and the majority of our productions take place here to delighted audiences. Recent memorable performances have included The Tempest, Oz, Grease, Beatrix Potter, and an annual favourite, The Leavers Review. Older pupils are also given the opportunity to work in the light and sound box or to be part of the backstage crew. Drama appears on the children's timetables in years 3, 4 and 5, and there is also an opportunity for year 5 and above to study for Lambda exams with visiting specialist drama tutors. Sport is also a major strength, and we are proud of our reputation for great sports provision. Our aim is to give every child the opportunity to enjoy physical activity every day, as well as learning diverse and fun sporting skills. The children all receive passionate, high-quality coaching, as well as the opportunity to represent their school individually or in teams. For boys, the main sports are rugby, football, hockey, tennis, athletics and cricket. Girls are coached predominantly in hockey, netball, rounders, although increasingly cricket as well, athletics and tennis, as well as lacrosse. Gymnastics is a particular strength, and our indoor sports complex serves as a national centre for junior gymnastics. We are also one of IAPS's selected venues for its national tournaments, and each year we host a number of high-profile events in netball, rugby sevens, athletics and cross-country. We also have a heated swimming pool, indoor cricket nets and courts for squash, badminton, basketball, volleyball and fencing. By the time they leave Port Regis, we hope each pupil will have tried a wide variety of sports and acquired a love for an active lifestyle which will stay with them far beyond their school years. Much of the magic of Port Regis is to be found in the co-curricular provision away from the classroom and sports fields. We believe a busy child is a happy child, and everyone is encouraged to build on their own particular talents and to discover new ones. All the children are encouraged to take part in a host of activities, from riding, rifle range shooting and sailing to code breaking, cookery, textiles and chess. The most popular clubs currently are woodwork, ceramics, cookery, golf and street dance. The quirkiest are learn to DJ and circus skills. The Debating Society gives pupils a fun way of developing their oratory skills, critical thinking and public speaking. A wide variety of moral, social and political issues are debated, as well as the popular annual balloon debate. Dance is a very popular activity here at Port Regis. We offer a diverse range of options from ballet, including the teaching of grades, to tap, jazz and contemporary dance for boys and girls of all ages. The annual dance show is a highly anticipated highlight of the school calendar. Our Forest School is a unique opportunity to take learning beyond the classroom. The children have the freedom, under careful supervision, to explore either the Forest School or other parts of the school's extensive grounds, increasing their understanding of nature and the environment. We even have an Iron Age roundhouse. The children can even climb trees, but only up to a certain height. There is also a treehouse, the magic garden, and many also make use of all our space to jump on their bikes or scooters at every opportunity. Amazing trips take place each year, and recent ones have been classic trips to Rome and Naples, a skiing trip to the Alps, and a French trip to Switzerland. Local visits to museums and events also take place too. Looking after the children and ensuring they feel safe, secure and happy are the most important things we do. A child's well-being has a huge impact on their ability to learn, and we have a full programme in place to develop resilience and positive mental health. We deliver our well-being plan through a variety of means, ranging from formal life skills lessons, informal tutorials, one-on-one advice, school assemblies, lectures, workshops delivered by professionals, as well as appropriate intervention where required. Each child also has a personal tutor who is responsible for monitoring their academic progress and is the first port of call, encouraging the children to get involved in all aspects of school life, both in and out of the classroom. We work hard to develop the children's interpersonal skills, and there is strong emphasis placed on good manners, kindness, tolerance, and consideration for others. At the heart of our mental health education is a healthy, positive environment, a nutritious diet. Our food is cooked fresh on site by our wonderful catering team and sourced from local suppliers, plenty of exercise and fresh air. There is a thriving, diverse and very happy boarding community here at Port Regis. We believe that boarding is a fantastic experience that helps children to develop independence and gain confidence whilst building lifelong friendships. The majority of our pupils will enjoy some form of boarding here before they leave for their senior schools. We strive to ensure our boarders are safe, happy and engaged in all their day-to-day activities, and we also like to have a lot of fun along the way. In each of our 4 boarding houses, we have a highly talented and committed team of house parents, assistant house parents, house mother and gap year staff, all focused on the very highest standards of care. We make sure that when the academic day is done, the children spend time with their friends and relax in a home-from-home environment. Every weekend is worth staying in school for, with regular special themed events, discos, games, competitions, outings and opportunities to do something different. Unlike most boarding prep schools, we never close at weekends or exeats, something that our overseas and military parents in particular appreciate. The pre-prep is our co-educational nursery and pre-prep department for children aged 2 to 7 and is the first step in a Port Regis education. Children have an exceptional start here because of the unparalleled advantage of being a full part of Port Regis School. As well as sharing the same ethos, the pre-prep also benefits from the school's impressive facilities and superb teaching resources, allowing even the youngest children to explore their academic, artistic, musical and physical talents to the full. In addition, the pre-prep also has its own highly qualified staff, dedicated buildings and purpose-built playground, forest school and rose garden. Guaranteed small class sizes allow each child to develop their own talents and personalities under the individual attention and guidance of the committed, energetic and enthusiastic staff. Our aim is to create a positive and stimulating environment in which children are motivated to learn and reach their full potential. In the pre-prep, the foundations are firmly laid for the Port Regis tradition of combining hard work with fun.
When you join the prep school at age 7 in year 3, you start in the lower school, which is made up of 2 year groups, years 3 and years 4, known as F and E form at Port Regis. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. And then when you finish in the lower school, you move through to the middle school, which is years 5 and 6, D and C form. And then your last 2 years at prep school are years 7 and 8, which are A and B form. And we'll go and have a look at those different areas of school in a minute. We're now on the other side of the mansion. Behind me you can see our beautiful dining room. This is all south facing. So the dining room is where all the boarders, pre-prep children, all the staff eat. We're incredibly lucky in that we've got our own chefs. All our food is locally sourced and it's completely delicious. Beyond me is the lower school wing, which is where years 3 and years 4 are schooled in their own self-contained wing here, with playground, and they have a magic garden beyond. You can just see a little roof behind me, behind the hedge, and they have all of this green area in which they can play. The lower school has its own head as well, who oversees all the pastoral and academic well-being of our pupils. The head of lower school is Rebecca Eves, who is right here beside me, and you might like to say a few words about how it works when children join us in years 3 and 4 and before they progress up to our year 5, which is in the middle school, which we'll go and look at in a minute.
Okay, so the lower school is made up of, as Lally said, years 3 and 4, and we call them F form and E form. And within each year group, you have your designated class teacher who will register your child. They will teach them English, maths, lots of history, geography, RS, and they will be the key point of contact for your child during their time. But we're also lucky because alongside having that wonderful relationship with the class teacher who knows your child so well, we've also got the experience of experienced French teachers, science teachers, art, ceramics, tech. So we've got the best of everything. We've got that real dedicated pastoral care, the person who knows your child, but also the experience and the wonderful facilities we have elsewhere.
And another really good point I always think is that when children are in the lower school and they can drop off at the classroom, normally, and pick up from classrooms, they have a chance to speak to you about how their child is progressing, or if there's anything they want to mention to you. It's an open door policy.
Absolutely. Communication is key, and as Lally said, lots of that dropping off, picking up in the morning, but also if something crops up during the day or you haven't got the time, email, lots and lots of email, let us know, we'll give you a ring, speak to you, speak to the children, catch you at the end of the day. So you're always very much welcome to come in and be part of what we're doing.
In fact, communication with families, with parents, is very strong. We have a system called Clarions, where parents are informed of anything that's happening, whether it's something to do with the lower school. You'll give an overview of what's happening in the term. It might be different events that are happening. It might be about matches, or if matches are cancelled. So as a parent, you will have plenty of communication from school. Further on round from the playing fields, where the cricket nets are usually up and where the children play at playtime, behind me is the golf course, which is 9 holes one way, 9 holes another way. So it is an 18-hole golf course, which the children love playing on, and they can play in pairs together after school or at weekends, which is wonderful for boarders and for day children alike. We're now standing outside the Centenary Hall, which is the middle school, where years 5 and 6, known as D and C form at Port Regis, this is their main building where they have their lessons. Also in this middle school is the large assembly hall, where we have assemblies and we have all our plays, which the headmaster mentioned in his overview speech. And children can do their lambda, speech and drama, and they also have, the middle school have the whole school to play in, and they also have the tree house, which is just behind me. And here where I'm standing at break time, the children can have their bicycles, skateboards, and they can even climb trees, although there are lines on certain trees to make sure they don't go too high up. Behind me now is Cunningham building, which is a dedicated building. On the first floor we have 3 science labs, and we also have our computer rooms and where the children are learning computer studies, and maths classrooms. So it's science and maths on the first floor, and on the ground floor behind me we have, the whole floor has 4 vast rooms, one of which is technology, behind that is craft and design, behind me here is the art room, and behind that is the ceramics room. And when it's a glorious day like today, especially in the summer term, the doors are open and the light in the art room and ceramics room is fantastic. So the children are all very keen to come to this building, which they start coming to from F form, year 3, right through to the A form, year 8. And now I'll move to the upper school, which is where children mainly have their lessons when they're in years 7 and years 8, which is B and A form at Port Regis. So behind me over here is Upward Building, which was purpose-built about 11 years ago, with sustainably built. It won lots of awards, and it's a very good learning environment. Each of the children, when they reach the upper school, has a tutor system, as the headmaster explained, and depending upon where your tutor sits, where their classroom is, you might go to Upward every morning, you might go to the art department every morning, or if your tutor is the head of sports, then you might go to the sports hall every morning over there to meet with your tutor for that valuable time you have together every single day. So this is Upward Building here, and we have all the humanities subjects and languages, French and Spanish and Latin and English, history and geography, and then the science and maths were in the building where we had the arts as well. Also behind me, right across the pond here, is Farrington Music School, FMS, where we have our own hall, recital hall, and individual practice rooms, and it's a hive of activity. As the headmaster explained, over 3/4 of the children play their own instruments, have their own music lessons. Welcome to the pre-prep. This lovely stone building was the old stables and grooms' cottages to the original house, and it's where we house the whole of our pre-prep, which is children from the age of 2 to 7 years old, from nursery to the end of year 2. And it's run by the head of pre-prep, Elsa Boardmanhurst, also known as Mrs. Bees.
Hello, nice to see you all. Welcome to our pre-prep. As Lally says, we have children who are 2 years old up to 7 years old. So we have a thriving nursery, and our children would then move on to our reception class, then on to our year 1 and year 2. We offer a broad range of activities. So from nursery, your children can do swimming, they can do gymnastics, ball skills, music, they do French, we do Mandarin, we have forest school, we go out into the garden. There are all sorts of different things that are going on in the pre-prep.
This is the walled garden, or the rose garden, which is the outdoor area for the pre-prep children. They don't have any sort of organised or things to play with here in the walled garden. It's just empty space with roses and bugs, and the children can play old-fashioned games like tag and stuck in the mud and things like that. It's very unstructured. It's also a fabulous place. We've had a summer ball here, and we were going to do an outside performance of a Shakespeare play as well until the rain got us. But it is the most wonderful space for children's imagination. On the boarding side, All the junior boarders board here in the mansion building on the top 2 floors. So on the first floor we have the younger boys in Talbot House, which is just behind me here. And then the younger girls come and they're on the top floor, so they've got some quirky dorms in the top of the building, and they are in Huxley House. The junior boarding is from year 3 to the end of year 6. And then as soon as you reach the senior part of the school in A and B forms, you then go to senior boarding houses. There's a senior boys boarding house called Pritchard and a senior girls boarding house called Grosvenor, and we're going to look at those now.
When the children move into A and B form, the senior part of the school, they move into our senior boarding houses, Grosvenor for the girls and Pritchard for the boys. I run the senior girls boarding house along with another house parent, Miss H, and together we are the team alongside our house mother and our gap students who make up the boarding houses. Pritchard are run by 2 house parents again, ably assisted by a house mother and more gap students. So we very much create a family feel to our boarding houses. When the school day finishes and the children have done their prep in school in designated prep times with teachers who are there to help them and support them, they can go for their supper in the dining hall, and then they get to come back to the boarding houses. Now for the children, what we want them to feel like is they are coming home. It's a homely environment. Yes, they're still in school, but they're not in school. It's not lessons. I'm no longer Mrs. Eves, head of lower school. I'm Mrs. Eves, who runs the boarding house. We have a very different feel. It's lots of fun, very much that family ethos, laugh, jokes, cups of tea, chocolate toast, bingo, games, film nights, dance-offs. Really, whatever the children want to do in their boarding houses, we try to make it happen for them. We want them to love boarding and it to be a real special experience that they get to enjoy. Every child in the boarding houses will be part of a dormitory that has a dorm captain who will help run the dormitory smoothly alongside the boarding staff. However, now they're in the senior boarding houses, they are also going to have what's called a cubie, which are special spaces for each child. They contain a bed, sink, desk work area, and it is very much that child's space for them to decorate and make like it is theirs at home. The girls are a little bit more flamboyant than some of the boys. We have lots of fairy lights and bunting and all sorts of wonderful things, but equally the boys like to make their cubies feel like their special space in their own way as well. When we finish school on Saturday morning, we all join in Centre Hall for an assembly to which parents are always welcome and invited to. After assembly, all of the school move into the dining hall for lunch, which again parents are very welcome to join us, and it has a wonderful family feel on that Saturday lunchtime. Parents with their children and also all the boarders are welcome to come and mix and join in with different families alongside the members of staff who are there. Now Saturday afternoon, very often there are matches going on, but if you are a boarder and there isn't a match, there is always plenty for you to do. There are a whole wealth of activities going on, taking advantage of all we have to offer on site, as well as the opportunity to go outside and do trips. Very often we'll get in the minibus, take the children on a tour somewhere, go and visit something, often involving a hot chocolate afterwards, and then back to school for lots of good fun and that favourite, a fantastic roast lunch on a Sunday.